Hello, listeners and viewers. Welcome to the Everything Podcast. I am your guide to this adventure, Nicholas the narrator. Very dramatic. This is episode 11 of the Everything Podcast, starring Cam, also known as Fozzie, and his co-host, Will. Enjoy today's episode of the Everything Podcast. Wow, that was intense. Alright, so today we're going to be doing the usual, start off with some music, and then we'll move on to our sports segment, then our movie review, which actually isn't a movie this week, it's a TV show. And after the TV show after our TV show review, we'll have our movie of the week. Alright, so let's start off with some music. So the first one I asked you to listen to was Wildest Dreams by Taylor Swift. How did you like that one?
Yeah, definitely liked that one. Cam, I mean, what more could you want out of a, Taylor Swift song, out of a pop song? I thought that was a really good one.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of, Taylor Swift pop music, really, but that is one of my favorite songs by her, actually, and I really thought it was a good one.
Definitely, I completely 100% agree.
And the next one, what was the next one again I asked you to listen to?
I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas.
Yes. Awesome one. That's one of my favorite songs.
About this song, Cam?
What was that?
I just said, what's not to like about that song?
Yeah, it's really is one of my favorite songs in the whole world. I don't really love pop songs, but this one just makes you so happy, doesn't it?
Absolutely, no question, and it's because they're saying, I've got a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night, absolutely.
Yeah, that's just awesome, and it just makes you so happy. I mean, this is like a kind of a childhood song of mine, and I've just always been a huge fan of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great one. So the next one is, I believe, Space Oddity by David Bowie. Also one of my favorite songs in the whole wide world.
As it should be, Cam. It's a great song. I don't disagree with you one bit. Really enjoyed that one as well.
Yeah, it really is an awesome song. You guys should definitely check it out. David Bowie is just a master. Rest in peace. And, darn it, what was the next one? I forgot to write some of them down.
Yeah, they're, going in kind of no particular order, but you had My Way by Frank Sinatra.
That was the one I forgot to write.
This is an absolute classic. I loved hearing this song again when I just took a listen to it, Cam. There's something about how he kind of goes soft and then raises his voice to just like a big loud cannon. This is a great song.
It really is. It's one of my favorite songs. I'm a huge fan of this song. It just makes you so happy, doesn't it? It just
absolutely.
It's a feel-good
song. He's gonna do it his way, my way. Let's go.
And he did do it his way. He went out doing it his way, right?
Yep.
I feel like Frank Sinatra, one of the best musicians of all time, and he will go down in history as a top 5 musician. And
no doubt.
This is probably one of his best songs, and it might actually be his most popular song. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it is.
Yeah, I mean, that one's definitely one well-known with him. Another one that you had, Cam, is Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. I know the Patriots play this at their
Actually,
game.
a lot of teams play this. I've heard
yeah. I have, yeah, I got that sense too, and it's a great song to play as your team's, running out onto the field and stuff. Because doesn't it just get you hyped up?
It sure does. I feel like that's the only purpose of this song, to get you hyped up and get you excited.
I agree. I think that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, this is easily one of the best rock, hard rock songs, like true hard rock
Oh yeah.
songs in the whole world.
Yep, that is the definition of, hard rock right there for sure. And then finally, Cam, you had Welcome to the Jungle by Guns and Roses, and oh my God, is this another great rock song?
Yeah, it sure is. Guns N' Roses, of course, one of the best classic rock bands of all time, and this just proves it. This is by far my favorite song by them, and I think it's the best. And once again, just another pump up song. It's awesome. It's a great song.
I completely 100% agree.
Yeah, and was that the last song on our list, or do we have one more?
Yeah, that was the last one, but I do want to mention. I know I said you had or you did "Gone, Gone, Gone" by Philip Phillips last week, Cam.
Yes, I did.
And she said that you had a kind of list of favorites by him, and I asked you if you wanted to share it. And besides "Gone, Gone, Gone," you did Home, Danced with Me, Raging Fire, and Miles. I gave them a listen before the show today, and boy, Cam, I've got to tell you, I love each and every one of those songs. I mean, I could go on a tandem about
Oh,
each
did
of
you
them.
really?
Yeah, I really enjoyed those songs.
That's awesome. I'm glad you liked them. And all for listeners, you guys should once again totally go check them out. If you don't, I will be very sad.
Well, yeah, and you love these songs, too. Obviously, Cam. Everybody knows that because you recommended them last week.
Yeah, Philip Phillips is really a great modern uh pop. I call him alternative music, which is really if like one of the best genres. It's a mix between pop and rock, not pop rock, but it's its own genre. It's awesome.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Now, if I had to classify Bruce Springsteen music, I might put it as alternative.
Uh huh.
It's
Sure.
it's rock, it's pop, it's
And then yeah, totally. And if people are wondering where the pop comes in, take a listen to an album like Working on a Dream or Western Stars, which just came out in 2019.
I'd
And
say
then,
that's more of a country album actually.
yeah, I actually think that you hit the nail on the head there. I don't know, by the way, because he's Bruce Springsteen. He likes to come out and do folk music albums with the Secret Sessions band because he's Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. Would you call Tunnel of Love a pop album? Well, one.
Probably, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it is. I
yeah,
mean, there are
I would.
obviously some rock songs in it, like "Brilliant Disguise." I would call a rock song, but I think most of the songs in the album are pop.
Yep, that is a great album, for sure.
Yeah,
Tunnel of Love.
and I'm gonna be honest here.
One of my dad's favorites.
Yeah, it really is a great one. I'm gonna be honest here. I had no idea that this was a solo album.
Uh huh.
I don't know how I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's technically not a solo album because he does have select members of the street band on each song, so it's technically not a solo album.
Yeah, well, that's true, I guess. Yeah,
And then it is in another way.
yeah, I guess. I see what you mean. Um, alright, so I think that does it for our music segment, and we'll take it away with sports.
Alrighty, well, week 2 in the National Football League wrapped up last night. Let's go through it like we did
Yeah.
last week. It began on Thursday with the Washington football team. Just give yourselves a name, please. It just disgusts me. But The Washington football team defeats the New York Giants 30-29. Heartbreak in New York once again.
Yeah. What can we say here? I wasn't surprised by this. I'm
No,
gonna be
I
honest
wasn't.
here.
I wasn't either.
Yeah.
The Bears defeating the Bengals 20-17. Heard that Joe Burrow threw three interceptions on three straight passes. That's not good. Justin Fields, obviously, sorry to Andy Dalton that he got hurt. Don't wish injury on anybody, but glad that Justin Fields could finally get the playing time that he so deserves. Bears win 20-17.
Yeah, I totally agree. Justin Fields, he had a good game. I feel like Andy Dalton getting hurt is a real bummer for the Bears, but I don't think it's a very big injury. I think he'll be fine within 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. The Browns defeating the Texans 31-21. No surprises there.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. Nothing, not a huge surprise there. I mean, the Bucks are just like insane at this point.
Yeah. The Rams defeating the Colts 27-24. Carson Wentz obviously getting injured, but Matthew Stafford, he's a fit there in Los Angeles for sure.
Yeah, he sure is. And I always thought he was kind of a not a great quarterback, but this has proved me wrong. He's actually been playing really good, and it just shows that it was a coaching problem, and just the assets he had around him just weren't it.
Yeah, and people have obviously and rightfully so said that this was a gigantic year for Matthew Stafford if he wanted to show that it was the Lions who were the issue and not him. And through 2 weeks of this season, he is beyond showing that it was the Detroit Lions who were the issue. The
Yeah,
Bills,
let's just hope he keeps this up.
yes, for sure. I think the Packers, we'll see what they do, but I look at the Rams as probably the second best team in the NFC after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but
Really,
that's another story for Oh, who do you see? The Packers? Who do you see?
I might put the Packers. I think they're better than Rams.
All right. Well, I just see I could see the Rams making a nice playoff run and getting to, in NFC Championship game, for instance.
I think Matthew
As,
Stafford's good. I think Sean McVay is good. He's an outstanding coach, one of the best in the league. But I don't think they're I don't really think they're a great team.
all right. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
might just
Well,
be me, but
no. You know the league, on a broader level, but better than me. So I totally take your opinions into account.
I
The
disagree.
Bills,
You know more than me.
okay, thank you. The Bills defeating the Dolphins 35-0. Tua Tagovailoa got hurt, but boy, is it bad
Yeesh.
to be defeated 35-0.
I'm gonna ask you. Do you think Tua's injury is a concern?
I would need to read up on it, but I mean it's not great for the Dolphins, obviously.
No. Yeah, it's not good at all.
Mm-hmm. The Patriots defeated the Jets 25-6. Not the most exciting game
No,
to watch at all, but the Patriots get a must needed win, and they give
for sure.
Zach Wilson as big of a welcome to the NFL game as you could possibly imagine. 4 interceptions.
Yeah. Mac Jones is just he got better, and if he continues to get better and better throughout every game he plays, I think he'll be a really good player.
Oh
And
yeah,
he already is become a good player.
yeah, and everybody knows that he's in the perfect situation with the New England Patriots as well. He was just made to be with this team.
Yeah,
The
totally.
49ers defeat, for sure, the Eagles. Niners defeat the Eagles 17-11. Not the best game I've heard for Jimmy Garoppolo. So, important that the Niners beat Philly, but 17-11, and from what I've heard, it wasn't an extremely convincing win for the 49ers, but one that they needed to get,
Yeah,
or a good win for them to have.
I would agree with you there. Jimmy Garoppolo, we have to remember, he's not what people thought he was, like a outstanding quarterback. Don't get me wrong, he's definitely a good quarterback, but he's not what people originally thought him to be, you know?
I think that's really the best way to put it at this point, and we know that he'll be, this year or next year will be his final year with the San Francisco 49ers before they bring in Trey Lance. Other Raiders
Yeah.
defeat the Steelers 26-17. Big Ben
Woo!
not playing his best football right now, Cam.
Yeah, I think he's just too old. I think he needs to retire. Call it quits, you know? He's been in the league forever.
Yep. The Panthers defeated the Saints
Yeah,
26.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, another pretty nice game for Sam Darnold and the Saints after looking really good against the Packers. Not this week.
So once again, do you think it was a coaching problem on the Jets? Do you
At,
think that's the reason that Sam Darnold was not the best quarterback his first few years?
at this point, I absolutely do.
Yeah. I'm starting to think that as well, but I think I'm gonna need to see a little more evidence, but I'm
Sure,
starting
yeah,
to think that.
yeah. I actually do agree. More evidence would be nice, but at this point, I am beyond leaning in that direction.
Yeah.
The Broncos defeat the Jaguars 23-13. Teddy Bridgewater, just a really just solid quarterback to have.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater, you know what someone said? Someone
What did
said,
they say?
um, as much as Cam Newton isn't a great quarterback, they said Teddy Bridgewater's better than Cam Newton. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, Teddy Bridgewater's good and all, but like we have to take it into consideration. This is the first year in his career that he's been decent.
Sure. But definitely an upgrade over Drew Lock if you're the Denver
That's for
Broncos.
sure. I kind of feel
The
bad for him. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, sure. The Cardinals squeaked past the Vikings 34-33. Kyler Murray, a very nice start to the year.
Yeah, totally. Um, Kyler Murray, he's just watching him out
Dynamic
there.
athlete.
Just watching him out there. He's so fast. I don't know how.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. He is fast. Simple as that, and he's a dynamic fast. And then, yes, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers doing what they needed to do, defeating the Atlanta Falcons 48-25. And Tom Brady just likes to go out and throw 5 touchdown passes, 2 to Gronk, 2 to Mike Evans, 1 to Chris Godwin because he's Tom Brady. We know who he is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The Cowboys defeat the Chargers 20-17.
Not surprised.
I wasn't really either. The Titans get.
Dak Prescott's nasty.
Yeah, he's showing us how good of a quarterback he really is.
Yeah.
The Titans getting a needed bounce back win against the Seahawks in overtime, 33-30.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they needed this win. But, yeah. It was a good overall game. I didn't watch a lot of this game, actually. But, from, the clips I saw, it seemed to be a good game.
Yeah. And then a Sunday night classic. The Ravens defeat the Chiefs 36-35. I turned on the end, saw the Clyde Edwards-Hilaire fumble and the big first down that Lamar Jackson got to win them the game. A big win for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep. The Ravens are a good team. Lamar Jackson, he does have some throwing problems, which has been pointed out already. But, but I mean, you can't call an NFL quarterback bad at throwing, which is just ridiculous. but he's just athletic and he's a great runner. He's not supposed to be like a Patrick Mahomes passer. He's supposed to be he's an okay passer, um, an outstanding runner, and just a smart quarterback. And that's what he is.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt about it. And the Packers getting a needed win against the Lions, 35-17,
Aaron
and
Jones, what a game for him.
absolutely. And Aaron Rodgers bouncing back because, as Stephen A. Smith would say, he's a bad man.
Yeah.
The Packers, they needed that. I mean, if they had lost that
After all
game
that criticism,
to the Detroit Lions, oh my, ooh, that would be bad.
that would be kind of embarrassing.
Totally.
Um,
That,
go on.
oh yeah, that's this week in the NFL. Any final thoughts on the National Football League right now, Cam?
I'm all good actually.
Okay. And then I haven't read into it much, but I saw the big news today. Sounds like Ben Simmons is not going to report to 76ers training camp and is never going to play for the Philadelphia 76ers again.
Rightfully
So,
so. I feel like they weren't good to him. He was good for a while on that team, and I don't feel like they were good to him. Granted, he didn't have a great season, but Joel Embiid is kind of a jerk.
he is kind of a jerk. I agree with that.
Yeah,
And
not even kind of. He really is a jerk.
yeah. And yeah, we'll see what happens. And I think you could be, really proved right with that statement if he goes somewhere else and has a lot of success.
Yeah.
So that is it for this week in sports.
Awesome, awesome. So, we just got a request from a viewer. I just got a message, and so since we're on the movie segment, it says here. Let me bring it up. Alright, where is it? Okay, it says we should do a top 10 scariest movies for Halloween. Alright,
Okay.
do you think we should do this?
Yeah, if you have any in mind, I'm trying to think of the best one for a scary movie. But if you have some in mind, please feel free to share.
Alright, so we'll start off with number 10. Right? Alright. So, oh man. Alright, you know what? We're not gonna put these in order. We're just gonna put 10 scary horror movies, okay?
Yeah.
Alright. So, 10, I'd probably, oh man, this is tough. I'd probably go with a classic, like I said, these are not ranked. They're just 10 scary horror movies.
Yeah.
So, for 10, I'd put, Nightmare on Elm Street, which, it's an older movie, but,
Okay.
it's still a very creepy, scary movie.
Yeah. I'll let you keep going, Cam, since you would know more of these than me. Please keep going.
Alright, number 9, I'm gonna put this one. It's not scary, but, it's just a classic horror movie, you know? And this one I'd put, Child's Play.
Okay.
And, it's basically a comedy movie at this point. It's not that good.
Okay.
Um,
But it fits under the category of, those movies.
most certainly, yes. It's just a good horror movie. Just a few good jump scares.
Cool.
Next I'd probably put, like I said, not ranked. I'd probably put, Annabelle. I personally haven't watched it, but from what I've heard, it's a pretty scary movie, and I hear it's a good movie. Not Annabelle Comes Home, the second one, but the first one, Annabelle.
Okay.
I hear it's pretty scary, and it has a cool plot. It's part of the Conjuring franchise. Speaking of Conjuring, well, with what number are we on again? 7?
We're on, yes, 10, 9, 8, yeah, 7.
Alright, so 7 I'll probably put Conjuring, which is Oh my gosh! From what I have not watched this movie, and I don't plan on watching it. This is just too much for me. But from what I've heard, this is insanely scary, and I will never ever watch this movie.
And I totally respect that. What's your number 6, Cam?
Number six.
In no order, folks.
Yep. Number six, I'll probably put I'm thinking here, thinking. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say Poltergeist. Not a very. It's a scary movie, but it's just a classic Halloween movie. It's a great
Sure.
one.
Number 5?
Number five, I'm gonna have to put probably Halloween, the original. Just a classic, scary, creepy, jump scares, perfect horror movie. Some might say
Awesome.
it's boring, but that should be just because nowadays people have no patience whatsoever.
That is totally right. People don't have patience. Thank you for saying that, Cam. Number 4?
Number four, I'd probably put this is a tough one. It's getting tough. Let's see here. I'd probably put The Nun. I hear it's not a great movie. Again, I will never watch this movie. Any movie part of the Conjuring franchise, I will never watch. That's just way
Got it.
too much. I mean, I'd like to watch Annabelle, but I will never, ever choose to watch The Nun.
Got it.
From what I've heard, it's filled with jump scares, so many great scares, but plot wise, it's just not. It's not it. It's not
Yeah.
there. And speaking of not it, number three we have it. Um, and that movie's horrifying. A
Okay.
lot of good scares there. A lot of good jump scares. Great plot. Of course, it's a Stephen King movie, so it's just great. And yeah, I'd probably put that there. So number
Number
two,
2?
oh boy. Let's see. Think. uh, oh man, I can't think of one.
Yeah,
Yes. I watched this movie a while back. I saw it a while back. Um, and gore wise, it's not that it, because unfortunately it has to stick to a PG-13 rating. But that movie has scary stories to tell in the dark. Plot wise, that movie's awesome. It has a few good scares, but like there's a scene where someone gets stabbed by a pitchfork.
okay.
And there was no gore whatsoever. Come on. That's not gonna happen. There's gonna be blood.
Yeah.
I just
That
feel like a
that's
horror
really
movie needs some gore there. But
Thank
I
you.
get
I
it.
completely agree. What's
The
your number 1?
This one I actually will rank because this one is without any competition the best horror movie of all time. And that movie is The Shining, starring Jack Nicholson. Oh, it's just a total scare fest. It's horrifying. Jack
Ooh.
Nicholson, one of the best performances by any actor of all time.
In
Wow.
that film, that's awesome.
It's whew.
Yeah, I wrote all those down, Cam, and yeah, let's see. So you had Nightmare on Owl Street,
On Elm Street, yes.
Child's Play,
Yep.
Annabelle, Conjuring,
Uh-huh.
Poltergeist, Halloween, The Nun, It, Scary Stories to Tell, In the Dark, and The Shining. That is the list, and thank you to them for coming up with that idea.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna switch out one. The
Okay.
Poltergeist movie. I'm gonna switch that one out with Cujo, which is a Stephen King story based around a dog that kills people.
Okay.
It's a very popular movie, actually.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Cam, for that and for coming up pretty much sometimes on the spot too with 11 scary movies. I say 11 because you crossed out
Yeah.
Poltergeist.
Yeah. So thank you so much for suggesting that idea. That was awesome. See, if you guys want your ideas to be on the show, just comment. Just say it. And we
Yeah,
will
and
try our hardest to include it. No, we will include it. We won't try our hardest. We'll just do it.
totally. We've got so many more episodes to do, folks. Again, as Cam said, we just welcome your ideas. I said this last week. I'll say it again. If you want to give us your top 5 Marvel movies, please leave that in the comment section too.
Ooh,
I
yes.
would love to hear your thoughts. Uh, uh, top 5, anything, any ideas that you have, leave it in the comment section. We
Ooh.
want to hear from you.
Well said it all. Alright, so now we have to start with our actual movie review. And in this case, it's a TV show. And the TV show we're going to be looking at is, it just came out a few weeks ago, and it's called Only Murders in the Building. Starring Martin Short, I believe it was Chris Martin or Steve Martin. I forget his name. I think it was Steve Martin, maybe. Martin Short, Steve, or Chris Martin. I'm not sure. And Selena Gomez. It's a great show. It's a mystery show about three friends who listen to a murder podcast together.
Wow.
And it's a true crime podcast, and they all find that like all of them like it, and they try to create their own podcast, called Only Murders in the Building. So basically, like three strangers, right, share an obsession with true crime, and then they start a podcast called, like I said, Only Murders in the Building, and all of a sudden there's a murder in their building, and they try to figure out who did it. It's just filled with surprises, and not to spoil, but there is one part where the musical artist Sting is
Ah.
is about to be questioned for murdering
Wow.
one of the characters, but uh, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. And
Thank you.
it's not just a mystery; it's a comedy. It's hilarious. It's so funny. Steve Martin, his name is Steve Martin. I just looked it up. Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez are so funny together. It's hilarious. It's a great move. It's a great TV show. Definitely
Yeah,
check it out. Oh, go
yeah,
on, go on.
yeah. No, no, yeah. I was just gonna say that's awesome. You've mentioned this one to me before, so I'm gonna keep this one on my list for when I'm done with the Marvel shows.
Yes, it's on Hulu if you want to watch it.
Okay, awesome. But yes, I will definitely keep this on my list. Only Murders in the Building.
Yep. So for my rating, I'm gonna give this an A plus.
An A plus. Well, if you give something an A plus, that means that it's just outstanding. So awesome. You've got me hooked.
Yeah, definitely go give it a try.
I most certainly will.
All right. So we're going to go to our last segment, Movie of the Week, with Will.
Alrighty. Well, Cam, I've been kind of thinking about this, and actually, not to turn the tides, but you just reviewed a show, so I'm gonna go ahead, kind of in the tradition of this episode of the Everything Podcast, and do a show of the week, and that is WandaVision. This show is outstanding, Cam.
Yeah, and it's just my favorite, one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure I will enjoy, the other shows that Marvel put out, but I mean, that this one, it's so creative, so well
Oh,
done. I thought Elizabeth Olsen's acting, especially in the 8th episode, where she's, kind of going back in time and looking at things, was outstanding. outstanding.
Oh man.
So,
Heart,
yeah,
it's so good. Everything. It probably is my favorite show of all time. It's
that's
so
awesome.
good.
Yeah, it's just awesome. I mean, there's no other way to put it, and totally lived up to my expectations. This show is outstanding.
Yeah, the mystery. It's so good. It's
That is the
one
word, the
division.
mystery
It's
of
one
it
of the
all.
best shows of all time, and
Definitely.
one of the most well acted shows of all time.
I agree. I agree. So, yeah, again, it's just so creative. I just
Yes,
loved it.
especially for Marvel. Like Marvel is usually just like a punching, killing, and shooting. This movie was not at all that, except for the final fight. Of course, there was a sky beam, throwing magical energy stuff at people. But still, the rest of the show was just so imaginative, so different. And that's what I
Totally.
think made it successful.
I agree. And obviously, with Marvel, you're used to action and superheroes and stuff, but you turn on the first episode and it's like 50s TV and then 60s TV and then 70s TV. And it's just so amazing.
And you just get so confused. Like, you know, Wanda, Vision died. And then we just go into first episode and boom, black and white, 50s, Wanda, Vision sitting in the car. How? How is this possible? How is Vision alive? What's happening? What happened? Is it a dream?
Yeah, I just totally agree. And I think you said it, Cam. Like it did like this is a show that definitely kid confusing to very confusing at times, but yet that was also part of just the wonder of it all and
Yeah.
the mystery of it all.
I have to say, I was not confused because I would watch like a breakdown of it on YouTube or
Okay.
something and kind of just understand more what was going on, which I have to say was really
That's smart.
helpful
Yeah. Yeah,
because
I
I was
may
just
go
dying to know what would happen next.
yeah, for sure.
It was a
But
great show, and
yeah.
can I hear your grade of it? What would you
My
give it?
rate.
Yeah.
Well, since you just gave Only Murders in the Building an A plus, I mean, there's no way I can't give this one an A plus. This is an outstanding show.
Wow, two A pluses in a row on the Everything podcast. Wow, amazing.
What would you give it? An A
I'd
or an
give
A
it an A
plus?
plus.
Okay,
Great show. Like I said, one of my favorite. It is my favorite show of all time, probably.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
And is that all you have on that?
Yeah, that's all I have on that one. Yeah, for
All
sure.
right.
And well, I will say this. I mean, obviously, Marvel just announced, believe, new show on Hawkeye. So
Oh, did
looking.
you watch the trailer?
I actually did not, but
Oh
from your
no, you
voice,
have to watch the
Cam.
trailer.
All right, no. Cam, I will absolutely watch the trailer.
You must. It's so good.
All right. Well, from how your voice sounded, I could tell that it was outstanding. Just like the trailer for Spider-Man: No Way Home. Ooh, I can't wait to see that movie.
Oh, I can't wait as well. I'm excited.
For sure. All righty, yes, that's all that I have, Cam.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the Everything Podcast. Uh, Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, comment, all the YouTube basics. Also, some self-promotion time. I have a
Whoa!
YouTube channel called Fozzie, and if you're a fan of this content, you'll be a fan of that content on my channel. Um, it's really good stuff. We do gaming, we do vlogs, we do comedy videos. It's awesome. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we'll see you next time on the Everything Podcast. Goodbye.